Hey there, I'm Connie. Thanks for stopping by today. How can you connect with your spouse, your partner, and the people you really care about? I'm going to share with you something that my husband and I started about 2 years ago. And when we started it, it has really deepened our communication with each other and letting the other person know what we need out of the marriage. Now, this is an exercise that you can do with any relationship. It can be with your kids, especially if you have teenagers. It can be with a significant other. It doesn't have to be a spouse. It can be with a family member. I mean, I don't know if you guys have ever been in a relationship, a long-term relationship, and all of a sudden you're like, I don't even think we are on the same page. I felt like I wasn't even reading the same book as my husband. And it dawned on me that we were not talking about anything relevant or serious. It was all about our kids, our finances, projects around the house, travel plans, but not really deep communication was happening. So, I'm going to share with you something that my husband and I started that really helped strengthen our marriage. And I call it the love connection. Do you remember from the 80s, the Love Connection show? That's kind of what it reminds me of. And it's a really simple exercise in communication and connecting with your significant other. So the first step is that you want to set aside a designated time. This designated time is meant for you and your significant other to really connect. And it's hard to connect if you have a lot of distractions in the room happening. And treat this time, this designated time that you both agreed upon once a week, as sacred. If you had a very important business meeting to go to, what would you do? You would make sure that you showed up on time, that you were 100% present, and that you weren't looking at your phone and there wasn't any distractions. Your relationships deserve that same amount of attention. Love grows when you give it your full attention. Now that you've set a designated time, for my husband and I, we do it Sunday mornings because that's the quiet time when our daughter is sleeping in, we can have our cup of coffee, we're not rushing off to work. So Sunday mornings is our love connection time. And when you sit down, just know that you're both coming together to be open and supportive. It's not a time to criticize or complain, but to really listen to one another. And like all good conversations, it's going to start with expressing your gratitude and appreciation for the other person. Here are some sentence starters to kind of get you thinking about the line of phrases that you could use with your partner to show them that you appreciate them. Thank you this week for... It made me feel loved and appreciated when you... I enjoyed our time together when we... And then you just fill in the blank, whatever it was that really moved you, that your partner or significant other did this week. So these sentence builders are an amazing way to show your partner appreciation and also to acknowledge it yourself. It's really easy in relationships, any relationships, to take for granted all of the amazing things that your partner gives and offers to you on a daily basis. And sometimes we forget to acknowledge it ourselves. After you have acknowledged the wonderful things that your significant other did for you this week, now is an open-ended question for you to give to your partner. And when you exchange this information, this is not a reason to be defensive, but just be open to hearing and accepting the honesty that your partner is giving you. The 2 questions are, what can I do this coming week to make you feel loved? What do you need from me this coming week to feel supported? These are great open-ended questions that will give you insight onto what you can do to help fill the bucket for your spouse. It's a great way to get into the mind of your partner. What are they going through? What are their challenges? And what is their love language? You know, sometimes we think, oh, if I bring home a box of chocolate, that's what they need, when actually they need a hug every night. They need to play footsies under the covers. They need to go on a walk. Everyone's love language is different, and these open-ended questions gives you the opportunity to learn what your partner's love language is. Now, it's important we go weekly love connection because a lot of times so much time happens and then we let things kind of like build up and build up and build up, and it turns into this huge emotional outburst, or we stonewall, or we turn away, or we deny, or we shove down our feelings, or we explode, all the things that we do as human beings, and it doesn't serve our relationship. But if we come every week and discuss what's on our mind and the things that we do appreciate, it really helps to not let things go unsaid for so long. But if you stick with it, give it 3 to 4 weeks, you are going to see a significant change in your relationship. You'll probably find out some things about yourself and your partner. If this is a message that you like, please hit that like button. And as always, subscribe.